Hey everybody, how are you doing today? Welcome to day 24 of our collective isolation experience. It is Thursday, April 9th, 2020. Thursday, April 9th, 2020. And we're just rolling along. I apologize in advance. Apparently, a pandemic virus doesn't eliminate spring allergies. Who knew? So I'm gonna try not to blow my nose at you. But bleh, it's rainy and wet and humid outside, so my allergies are kicking in. Not much more to talk about today. I went out. It feels like you have to prepare for war now. You know, when you're going on simple errands. I actually had to fill the car up with gas today. That's a terrifying and exhausting experience, and that'll have some relation to our poem tonight that we're going to be reading as well. So, real quick shout out, excuse me, real quick shout out to a good friend and a good writer, great writer down in Maine, Jeff Deck, Deck. Jeff is a science fiction, fantasy, mystery, horror. He does it all. He wrote a book on driving around the country chasing typos. In Street and City. It's a great book. Signs, and he's written a series set in down in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. And he's doing a last couple of days. He's been doing live readings, Instagram readings, and he posts those on Facebook. And I will, as always. Well, he lives in Maine, but don't hold that against him. I consider him a New Hampshire guy. So I'll post all of his information down below. He's a very enthusiastic and wonderful guy. I've learned a lot from him, and go and give him some love. So today, by request, but it's a good request, my friend Allison suggested that I read, maybe the most popular poem in the English language in the modern era. And at first I was a little bit reluctant to do that because it is so popular. But upon reading it again, I realized, hey, this is pretty relevant to our times. And I had already read a small Robert Frost poem a few days ago, but I figured, why not? Let's read The Road Not Taken. Everybody knows The Road Not Taken, right? It's appeared in probably every English and every poetry anthology in every school. But there's a reason for it. It's a pretty incredible poem, and after my gas station experience this morning, it feels like it has some relevance. So I'm going to read that to you. So here we go. Robert Frost, The Road Not Taken. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveler, long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other, as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for that, the passing there had worn them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay, in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day. Yet, knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Oh man, that poem stands up, doesn't it? You know, it's interesting. For years and years, I had always interpreted that poem as sort of self-individualism, right? Taking the less trodden path, rejecting the road, um, rejecting the path that everyone takes to strike out on your own and to do your own thing. But on closer reading, that is not at all what the poem is about. And the whole sort of that philosophy of making choices, making these choices, seems so important today. And the whole poem, the whole fulcrum of the poem is that one line. Um, Though as for that the passing there had warned them really about the same. The two paths are the same. He's not striking out on on any new path. Both choices have been equally trodden upon. So the poem isn't about rejecting the more popular route. The poem is about making your path your own, regardless of how many other travelers there are on that path. That's what the poem is about, and that's what he says at the end. Um, how much looking back, how much taking that path has made a difference to him, because he made it a difference, because it was up to him. So it's not about sort of individualism as it is more about self-reliance and you know, and as you sort of gear up to go on shopping trips nowadays, or to go get gas in the morning, we are all hyper aware now, aren't we, of every little decision that we make, and how those decisions, even the most mundane, everyday, errand-like decisions, could affect the rest of our lives. It's a big burden to wear. So keep wearing it. Not like we have a choice. We still have at least a month to go of this. But you know, just center yourself and be mindful. Just be aware. Get into the habit of being aware, and it'll become more routine. And I wish you the best. You know, it's raining today. Go out and put a raincoat on and go take a walk in the rain. Rain is good. Yeah, rain is good. And we'll get through this. So, there we go. That's it for today. Everybody take care of themselves. Be careful when you go out to get gas. And wash your hands. And we will be back at it tomorrow. Take it easy, everybody.